My name is Sunil Chhetri. There's only one and I'm living an absolute dream. अगर चाहे मैं हिंदी में बात कर रहा हूँ या मैं पंजाबी बोलता या मोनोकोलाई बांग्ला बोलची. I was a rebel who had rebelled against everyone. So I had to make a point to my parents that I can study also. I said it in a straight face. I didn't realize the impact. Thank you Rainer, I learned this. अगर किसी ने कहा होता कि ये रहा किताब जो मर्जी आपके मन में लिख दो, जो जिंदगी में जी रहा हूँ वो शायद मैं लिख नहीं पाता.
So Chhetri bhai, I'm Suyash. I work for the Indian Super League and I am also from Delhi. Now I say also because you have previously said that you're also from Delhi, but people get very territorial about you over there. कि मैं जब दिल्ली जाता हूँ कहते छेत्री दिल्ली का है. जब मैं बैंगलोर जाता हूँ कहते नहीं ये तो Bangalore boy now. There's a bit of Calcutta in you also, and even Nepalese people sometimes say no, we lay claim to Chhetri. तो आप बता दो, where do you consider yourself to be from first and foremost?
I'm happy with the discussions and whatever. I don't have a definite answer. I think it took the learning and teaching from all these places, and I'm not trying to sound cliche, for me to be the end product that I am today. My schooling and my, the important school days from class 6 to 12th was in Delhi. My first schooling part was in Calcutta from class 2 to class 6th. Before that I was in Sikkim for a couple of years. I was born in Hyderabad, so first 2-3 years of my existence I was in Hyderabad, Andhra Pradesh then and Telangana now. And then once I passed class 12th, then I signed Mohun Bagan. So my first, my infancy in football was in Calcutta, the first 3 years. Then I went to a place which a lot of people don't talk about, but is very close to me, which is JCT, Punjab. I spent a very enjoyable and one of the best experiences in football in JCT for 3 years, 2 years in Fagwada and 1 year in Hoshiarpur. And then I was here, there, everywhere. I went back to Calcutta, went to Goa, which was amazing because we won the trophy 2 times. I was in Goa for 2 different Goan giants, and both the times we became champions, which was fruitful. And then stint here and there abroad, came back. And because the fresh memory is 10 years in Bangalore, probably that's why you will hear me speak a lot about how I feel that I'm from Bangalore. But the end product that is me is because of the amalgamation of my time everywhere in the country. So I'm quite blessed.
Which is the most dominant trait of yours? From which city, if you had to name one?
My wife tells me it's a mixture now. Because of the last 10 years in Bangalore, a lot has changed in me, is what she tells me. Because it's difficult for you to analyze yourself. Before probably you met me before 10 years, you could have said that right from your lingo and the way you behave, it's a little bit Delhiite. I've got that. The moment you look at me, you will know I'm from Northeast. If people don't know me, they can easily say that. It's easy because you can see it and sense it. But since I've spent last 10 years in Bangalore, I think it's a mixture. You wouldn't know if you're talking to me. अगर चाहे मैं हिंदी में बात कर रहा हूँ or if I'm conversing in English या मैं पंजाबी बोलता या मोनोकोलाई बांग्ला बोलची, it'll be difficult. And I like it like that. I've tried to take all positives from different places that I've lived. So
it's kind of perfect now that you're the Indian captain, because we're such a multicultural country and then you have a bit of everything in you in that sense.
Makes sense.
Now back to Delhi. I've heard you went to Army Public School, of course, and वहाँ पे ममता मॉडर्न करके भी एक स्कूल है. अब ममता मॉडर्न वाले लड़के कहते हैं नहीं यार छेत्री हमारे लिए खेला है, ममता मॉडर्न का है. आप कहते हो आप आर्मी पब्लिक स्कूल के हो. So can you clear that up a little bit? What is the equation over there and how did you be associated with Mamta Modern?
Class 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th, I was in Army Public School. I wouldn't have left that school because I was really happy there. It had a different charm, and I'm a very proud student from TAPS. But then once I was in class 10th, I still remember we could never make it to the bigger stages of the school tournaments. We did well, but we always, either we were out from the group stages, the max we reached was quarterfinals. Because at that time, the bigger giants schools, especially Mamta Modern, were always dominant.
Schools football is a big deal in Delhi.
Huh? Yes. And then it was a very impromptu decision that I took without consulting my dad and mom or anyone. It came as a shock to my father also. I myself applied for my transfer TC
Arre baap re.
from the school. Yeah, it was a very rebellious, stupid decision, which I probably don't regret now. I went to Mamta Modern just so that I could play in bigger tournaments. I Once I reached there, I realized that if somebody wants to study, there isn't much difference. Of course, there was a stark difference between the outlook of what people had about TAPS, the APS, the DPS and all, and Mamta Modern School. But when I reached there, and I was kind of, my back was on the wall and I really had to do a lot of things. I was a rebel who had rebelled against everyone. So I had to make a point to my parents that I can study also.
Right.
So I was trying my best to juggle between playing, living alone. Even though I was in Delhi, I didn't stay at home. Again, I took the decision I'm going to stay with the Mamta Modern footballers.
Oh wow.
Who was staying at the hostel then. So I stayed at the hostel for 2 years. My dad and mom weren't too happy about it. And I arranged my own uniforms. I made sure that I get the books and I study. And because of the whole scenario then, it forced me to make sure that I don't leave any stone unturned. And when I started studying, paying more attention, I realized it isn't that difficult. And the difference wasn't much. Looking back, I don't regret. And to whoever who thinks that I'm from a Mamta Modern School, you're right. And the ones who thinks that I'm from TAPS, you're right too.
दोनों parties खुश हैं फिर एक तरीके से. Are you in touch with any of your school friends?
Few of them. I must admit that I'm not too famous for keeping in touch. But yeah, every now and then, few of my friends from school, both the schools, I am in touch. Yes.
Okay. Chhetri bhai, you've spoken a lot in a lot of interviews about your initial club career. I want to cut straight to your debut against Pakistan, 2005. And you're there in Pakistan. Can you explain the entire experience of being there as a young kid, going to Pakistan? What was it like in the build-up to the game? And then what was the game actually like once it started?
I think my room partner was Syed Rahim Nabi. We both were amongst two juniors who were first called to the camp and then selected for the trip. But we did not think that we were going to start. We wanted to. Throughout the build-up, it was quite evident that we wouldn't start. We were hoping that we get some minutes within the senior national team, because once you get the senior national team jersey, you also want to play. And I think in the morning of the match, Sukhi sir, our coach, then national team coach, he came to us, me and Navi, and he said, I have decided that you both will start.
Oh man.
And we went mad. Right from having breakfast and thinking about the game, putting perfumes on our jersey. I still remember we put both our jersey and shorts and we started spraying perfume on it. I don't know why. And that was my first ever start for the national team, senior national team. And I think that's one day I will take with me to my grave, because that's something that you will never forget. That's an unbelievable privilege. To my fortune, I also ended up scoring in that game. And I got so pumped up that I went and celebrated and put my arms out. I turned and there was no one there, because first the stadium was hostile, and the second it was pin drop silence. I had scored against Pakistan, playing for India in Pakistan, Balochistan. So there was pin drop silence. Sadly, my and the team's happiness didn't last for long. We considered in the 88th minute. And the game ended up 1-1 draw. But yes, I will never forget my debut for my country, and also being fortunate that I could score my debut.
So clearly those were the days you still celebrated your goals, even
yes,
though you
I did. I jumped the whole those hoardings, and I went and I put my arms out. I don't know why I did it, because when I was looking at the fans, they were all angrily staring at me.
Sure.
And my teammates didn't join me.
Yeah.
Thanks to them.
Bit of a moment there.
Yeah. Then I walked back, and I will never forget that day.
Chhetri bhai, how did you score? Can you please tell us? Because we've not seen that goal. We know you've scored, but can you describe it in detail? Do you remember it
I
As it
think
is,
I think there was a cross from the right side. I'm not sure whether who was the striker, Akim from Kerala or somebody headed the ball. There was a confusion, and I got the ricochet, a volley, and it wasn't even a placement. I just whacked it, and it went straight in. Yeah, that much I remember.
Okay, and we've seen the pictures from that. You look a lot different. You still look like Sunil Chhetri, but there were a few extra pounds on you at that point of time. Sukhi sir was also your coach at JCT, if I'm not mistaken, right? So did it help having him in the national team setup as well? Of course, it would have.
Yeah, I think giving us chance, probably me more, was also because he could see me in training at the club. It always helps. And I think there was a time when at the club I had Sukhi sir, and for the national team I had Houghton. And they two were different, but they were identical in one thing as far as teaching me was concerned, is they both taught me a lot of things which I was not supposed to do, rather than telling me exactly what I'm supposed to do. A lot that I learned from both of these gentlemen, the similarities are, they just asked me to not do a lot of things. They always admired the fact that I was quite innovative and wanted to do things my way.
Sure.
They just told me, taught me in a nice, loving, sometimes scolding manner कि ये आपने नहीं करना है. And that I will always be thankful to them. Because when you are young and you want to do a million things on the pitch and off the pitch, these two taught me a lot as to how not to do, what not to do, how not to behave on and off the pitch.
Yeah. And now you'll have the chance of scoring against Pakistan in a few days again. You're playing Pakistan in Bangalore at your home ground at the Kantirava. How excited are you for that?
I mean, it's a mixed feeling because we haven't had that rivalry because we don't play Pakistan much.
Yeah.
That's why we don't know exactly where they stand as a national team. We are hearing that they're going to bring some players, overseas players here and there, but that's all knowledge that we have. So you do not feel that heat. You know what I mean? For example, like in club culture, if you say you got a match against Chennai, as a BFC player, you can feel the tension because you have played and you have memories, stuff like that. You play in Kerala, you have memories, and you know exactly how you feel as a rivalry. But against Pakistan, because it's a lost rivalry in sense of playing matches, so I'm not sure how to feel. But I can tell you one thing with experience. Whenever before a Pakistan game, whenever we met the boys, the players, it was all hunky-dory. Even when I was in Pakistan, or the one and twice we have played here and there, we all fine, we all friendly, we all nice. They speak Punjabi, we speak Punjabi, it's all nice. The moment the whistle blows, I don't know what happens. And it's for both the teams. It just, by default or automatic, it's just the sense of anyone but them.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it is. Maybe it's engraved in our upbringing as Indians. And I'm pretty sure they will say the same thing. But just the hostility, the fact that you don't want to lose against them comes in.
Yeah.
So right now I'm not feeling it because we haven't played against them for a long time. But I'm pretty sure as the game comes closer, you will feel it. And I told the boys the same thing because they were asking me my experiences. Because a lot of boys haven't played. They understand the importance of India-Pakistan match. It doesn't matter if it's cricket, football, table tennis, TT, speaking, debate, whatever. They understand that. But they don't know the feeling. So they were asking me, and sadly I couldn't tell them because I haven't felt that for a long time. But I did tell them what I felt then. That suddenly just changes. So I hope we all are ready.
Yeah, and I'm sure fans will going to be reminding you very, very diligently कि पाकिस्तान आ रहा है, हारना नहीं है, कुछ भी हो जाए हारना नहीं है, तो ये बात है. पर जब आपने डेब्यू करा पाकिस्तान के अगेंस्ट 2005 में, did you imagine your career to turn out the way it did? 18 years on, sitting here, still playing. I have the fortune of talking to you today.
No chances. अगर किसी ने कहा होता कि ये रहा किताब, जो मर्जी आपके मन में लिख दो और आपको वो मिल जाएगा, मैं शायद जो ज़िंदगी में जी रहा हूँ वो शायद मैं लिख नहीं पाता. और ये मैं बहुत ही विनम्रता से कहता हूँ because it's an absolute honor and privilege to be who I am. My life is profoundly blessed. If you take जितने साल मैं खेल पाया हूँ, जितनी चीज़ें मैं अचीव कर पाया हूँ, जितने बेहतरीन लोगों के साथ खेल पाया हूँ, जितने बेहतरीन लोगों के साथ not only players but coaches, the physios, the doctors, it's an unbelievable feat. और उसके लिए मैं बहुत शुक्रगुजार हूँ to a lot of people. Of course, my family, but also the players and the coaches that I've played with. And आपको लग रहा होगा कि बहुत क्लीशे आंसर दे रहा है, लेकिन ये एक फैक्ट है कि मेरे सोच में भी, मेरे जहन में भी ऐसी सोच नहीं थी कि मैं 18-20 साल के बाद जिस मुकाम में हूँ वो कर पाऊँगा. मैं लिख या सोच भी नहीं पाता. एंड अब जब मुझे वो मिल गया है, मैं एक चीज़ ज़रूर करता हूँ कि मैं I give everything that I have. इसलिए शायद कहीं पर आपने सुना होगा थोड़ा स्ट्रिक्ट है खाने को लेकर, सोने को लेकर वगैरह वगैरह. वो सिर्फ इसलिए because that's the least I can give back to the game which has given me so much and beyond.
Yeah.
Which is unbelievable. I'm an Sunil Chhetri. There's only one, and I'm living an absolute dream.
Yeah. What is the best thing about being Sunil Chhetri, and what's the most difficult thing about being who you are?
The best thing is the love that I get. It's unparalleled. And there is nothing worse about being Sunil Chhetri. The only thing that is there, it's a little bit of pressure. Because no matter where I am, no matter what I am doing, on and off the pitch, what I'm saying, what I'm thinking matters. It matters to a lot of people. I did not take it too seriously when I was growing up, but now, with my maturity, I understand what I say, what I think, how I behave on and off the pitch matters. It might not matter to 1.4 billion people, but it matters to a lot of them. And I take it as a challenge and I try to do well. But that's the only little bit of pressure that I have on me. It's nothing worse. And the best part is the unparalleled love that I've got. It's unbelievable.
When was the first time in your career जब आपको लगा कि यार लोग पहचान रहे हैं मेरे को, I am a big deal or I'm getting there, I'm on my way to becoming a big deal? Was there a moment where you realized this?
It started slowly, steadily, and at the start, let me be honest, I used to love it. I used to be so thrilled. You're going to a mall and people recognize you. You are at the airport, they want an autograph. Yeah, those times they wanted an autograph. Now तो खत्म हो गया autograph.
अब तो selfie हो गया बस.
I used to love it. अभी क्या हो गया है? अभी जो sweet spot था celebrity hood का वो थोड़ा ऊपर चला गया है. And don't take me wrong, it's great. But अब थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया है. अब I generally avoid going out, and I'm not trying to complain. It's just a circle that I've made that I don't go out much. I'm comfortable like that. For people to recognize you, appreciate you, and also have the heart to come up to you and say good things about you takes a lot. I know that. I'm a fan of a lot of people, and not every time I get the strength to go up to them and say, you know what, I'm a big fan of yours. So for everyone who does that to me, I always try and reciprocate in a very nice manner, even though sometimes it gets a lot, especially when you have company, when you're traveling with your parents or your wife, it gets too much because they didn't bargain that. Yeah. But yeah, अभी एक sweet spot था वो थोड़ा ऊपर हो गया तो थोड़ा कम जाता हूँ बाहर.
मगर ऐसा कभी होता है कि you know, you have seen someone you admire, like you said. Why would you kind of hesitate to go up to them and express your admiration?
I do not know exactly why. I try. I don't know. ऐसा क्यों हुआ है. I can't pinpoint. Few of the times I am able to do it. I'll give an example. Whenever I meet Mary Kom, she will know that a fan has come to meet her. I met Neeraj Chopra after the historic.
What a rock star.
Yeah. And he knows that but then of course he also is very sweet and he reciprocates the same feeling. But yeah, when I met Mr. Bachchan, at that time, at first I was a little bit hesitant, but then when my wife was there, I did accumulate strength to go and talk to him and tell him that I'm a big fan. But sometimes, yes, you do feel a little bit hesitant. The first time I met Tendulkar is when I felt hesitant. We were both invited as chief guest at a football tournament, and he was being very nice, and I was a little bit. It's not often that I'm short of words, but I was a little bit hesitant to tell him exactly what a big deal he was for me, is for me, and for the whole country. So like these moments, I've caught myself being a little bit hesitant, but and that's why I also understand when people come to me how it's an absolute love that they have and the strength for them to come up to me and say, you know what, we are a big fan and stuff like that. So I always try to reciprocate in a nice manner. But yes, I have caught myself few times when I meet people that I've been fan of. To be, Vijan is one of them. I was a little bit starstruck when I met him for the first time.
Yeah. I mean, talking about people coming up to you, just ask me, I need this coffee because I've been staying up the entire night in anticipation of having the interview with you. So
Thank you so much.
I completely understand when you say that, you understand that other people may feel a little hesitant coming up to you. But Chhetri bhai, you spoke about the circle that you have and of friends that you've created. Virat Kohli is one of them, also a Delhi boy. What do you guys bond on? Kaise ye dosti?
Well, it's amazing. I think a lot of people might think, because I've got it from my friends, they ask me this a lot, and they might think that they anticipate that I'm going to come up with a very
Profound
deep,
answer.
profound answer that this is what we talk. But we talk about very normal, stupid, doesn't make meme kind of things. We share a lot of laughter, we share a lot of jokes. I'm not sure whether he'll be happy that I'm disclosing this, but we chat a lot about a lot of funny stuff. Having said that, some of the very deep and meaningful chats is what I've had with him. We are not chuddy buddies. It's not that we talk 24/7 every day. There are phases when we won't talk for months. The best part is he understands it and I do. But we catch up exactly from where we last spoke. And the few times where I have felt the heat of being who I am and to perform, and the few times that he has felt the heat of who he is and to perform, is where exactly we have chatted. And we both understand that nobody else would understand what us both were going through, and it just hits at the right note.
Yeah.
And that's one of the best chats that I've had, because you know that the other person understands exactly what you're going through.
Yeah.
You have your family, you have your wives, you have your parents, everyone, but there are few things, very, very few things, where when I discussed with him or he does with me about the tough time in sports, he knows and I know that we exactly know what the other person is saying or going through. And that's one of the most cherished chats that I've had with him, but that's very seldom. Majority of times we just sharing jokes and laughing and just sending each other Chhole Bhature pictures. The amount of time we have drooled on food pictures, it's unbelievable. The fact that we don't enjoy the Delhi food that we grew up to. We share a lot of pictures and a lot of memes.
So आंखें सेक के काम हो जाता है.
बहुत बार. I mean, बहुत बार. It's unbelievable. If I show you my chats with him, it's unbelievable the amount of times we share pictures of food and make each other happy.
So you're also a Chhole Bhature fan club member?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure whether there are many things better than Chhole Bhature.
अरे भाई क्या बोल दिया?
It's amazing, man. The last time I had was we were in Goa right after we lost the Super Cup final. I took 3 days off and I told my wife, I'm going to just smash food. And we were in Goa in a 5-star, and I was skeptical. Not demeaning 5 stars, but you need that, And
you need that Delhi experience.
And Sonam told me, give it a shot, because she tried. And I must say, it was amazing, man. It was amazing. I took 2 plates. I was like 4 bhatures. And it took Sonam to stop me. Otherwise, I would have smashed more. And I have no regrets, because I completely enjoyed it. Yeah. And the boys tell me now, Sandesh and Amrinder and Gurpreet, even they follow a little bit stricter rule that 4th is the date. And 4th July is the one. If everything goes well, if all our targets are met, 4th July is our next cheat day.
So you allow yourself 1 cheat meal a month, is it?
It's not a month. It depends how you're feeling. 4th July has been finalized because after 4th July, we have the year ends for us, because the season didn't end for us, the ones who had to come to the national team. So we didn't have the break. I did manage those 3 days in Goa. What happens is after the 4th July, once we get back to the thick of scheme of our clubs, then again we have to wait till May.
Yeah.
And every individual is different. Some of them have, a lot of boys have a cheat day culture of this match, that match. Some of them have this month, some of them have some happy news or whatever. So this is a good thing because we all agreed and everyone has been so proper while eating here. And we all every day are waiting for the 4th of July. So I hope we have that cheat meal together, which is always a blessing. Cheat meals are so great when it's together. Especially with the boys who have worked hard and being disciplined in eating. It'll be such a blessing. And I hope we have a couple of trophies with us to enjoy that cheat day.
Hopefully. You know, one person will be really happy to hear that you have cheat meals is Rainier Fernandez. Because he has recounted the episode of him meeting you for the first time so many times. Have you seen that?
My wife showed me. My wife showed me that he was bitching about me, if I can say the word.
And then he looked at my bowl. He's like, "What is this?" Then I'm like,
What is this?
"Yeah." He's like, "What is this?" I was like, "Wait, what is what?" Then he's like, "What are you eating?" I was like, "Kellogg's." And I was like very young, a young guy, you know, and with him front, it was like, yeah.
He's a nice boy, man. I think he has improved a lot from the first time I saw him with the way he performed last year. He's a good kid, somebody who is very jolly and I think he caught me on a wrong day because when I saw the video, it affected him a lot. I was just saying normal things as I would talk to anyone. Those were the days when if a newcomer came, especially a young one, he might not have the right idea of what to eat. And it's a very jolly atmosphere here, but I take a lot of interest in what we eat because I keep myself in high standards and it's a team game and I do not like it if somebody else is taking or making a mockery out of what we eat and how we sleep. Rest everything is fine, but there has to be a minimum bar as to what we eat and how much we sleep because what I do affects Rainier, what Rainier does affects Sandesh, and we don't take it too lightly here and the boys know it. Rainier he was talking about 5-6 years back when there was a lot of youngsters coming in. They probably didn't have an idea, but now if you come and eat with us, you will know everyone knows it because there is no negotiations. There is a lot of room to express and do a lot of things in the camp, but eating right and sleeping a lot and drinking a lot of water is something that we take the onus on ourselves and we keep ourselves in high standards. So he was just caught on a wrong day.
No, but you were saying the right thing at the end of the day, so I guess...
I think the tone wasn't right because I could sense with the way he was telling. I didn't realize when I was talking. Because probably I had a straight face.
That's just the impact you have on everyone, maybe. Maybe they're just like a little hesitant to approach you.
No, I think if I would have dropped a smile, it would have been easier. I think maybe I said it in a straight face. I didn't realize the impact. So thank you, Rainier. I'll learn this. And the next time, I hope I never have to say it to any youngster. But if I do say, I'll drop a smile.
Sure. How is your relationship with the youngsters evolved, Chhetri bhai, over the time? Because you're a youngster yourself in the team. I'm sure you could be a lot more expressive at that time. How have you changed over a period of time?
It's difficult now. It's difficult because there was a youngster, a very young guy, a couple of them who came 10 years back and both of them are Arjun awardees now. So now they are my group and they were just young kids who I saw, Sandesh has come, he might do good, there's Gurpreet, he might do well. And now they are the stalwarts of our country and they both are the heroes of the pillars of our nation, Amrinder, Rahul and all of them. All of them were really young. So by the virtue of being a fossil in the team, it becomes difficult for me to go and chat about normal stuff with the other youngsters because there are so many of them who call Sandesh and Gurpreet Paji. And the ones who are calling them Paji are called Bhai by so many.
Right.
And then one more, and then one more. So what I've realized is they all keep mum. So I end up doing all the talking, which I don't want to. Because I know I was a youngster once. I know exactly how it feels when a senior comes and sits with you. But the gap is so much nowadays that I try my best to only go and talk to them when they need or when the team needs. I try to keep the distance so that I don't make them feel uncomfortable. Right. I want to believe that they know that I'm always available no matter what they want to talk about. It can be football, it can be finances, it can be their girlfriends, it can be anything that I can give them my experience. But I don't impose myself. So my group now is Me, Jingan, Gurpreet, Rahul, Amrinder, Borges. This is our group generally. The rest group, there's a subgroup and a subgroup age-wise. But the really young ones, I tried, but when I go and sit with them or for dinner or lunch, it's pin drop silence, and I end up doing all the talk.
But do you wish it wasn't like that?
I know, but I blame myself also because I do not talk to them about the things that excite them. I can't because I don't know.
Right.
I talk to them as to what I know is good and fun. So they keep mum. Also the age gap, some of them are 20 years younger to me. 2 decades, it's huge time.
Sure.
So I understand, and because I was a youngster, I understand the apprehensions, so I stay away. But I do in a way tell them that I'm always available.
Yeah.
I do drop a smile here and there so that they do not think that they can't approach me. Few of them, if you go and ask them, they still might say that they feel that they can't. But yeah, I want to believe that I'm decently popular among them, and they can come and talk to me about anything that they want.
Yeah.
Because the culture that I envision here at the national camp is there are a few things, as I said, which is beyond negotiations.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I want a happy atmosphere at the club because football is all about happiness and expressing. If you're not happy, you will not be able to express.
Yeah.
Anyways, life is tough. There are so many things that happens in life which is not under your control. There is so much of sadness, so much of sorrow, so much of accidents happens in people's life. We want here to create an atmosphere where everyone can feel free, enjoyable and express. So we try that. Some of the youngsters may feel the pressure. Not only me being there, but also the national camp, suddenly come to the national team. I can see it on the face of few of the youngsters, Mahesh, Nanda, and sometimes I go and talk to them and I said, relax, mistakes will happen.
Yeah.
Just try and relax. And that's the kind of culture we want to build here. Because I am a genuine backbencher from a proper mischievous, probably the most mischievous boy in the team, who now sits in front and keeps quiet. Man, samosa man would be great, parathas would be nice. You'll be shocked the amount of food and calories we can take in one go. Banane wale ke haath thak jayenge. Can I please have a picture? And I turned and she was a young girl. I said, okay, I'll give it to her. And she comes and she just completely ignores me. She's like, Sonam ma'am, can I have a picture with you? Like, you think too big of yourself? You think you're a big celebrity? My God, people are hilarious, man. Is that you?
That's me. That's me.
Are you allowed in the stadium anymore? I'm not too comfortable crying in front of people.